Josh Groban, welcome to New Zealand.
Glad to be here.
Can we take it right back to the beginning? When did you realise that you had a voice? And are there any YouTube clips out there that we need to find and play on the radio?
Probably so, yes. I didn't really realize I had a voice until I was maybe 15?
Yes.
14, 15? I was signed when I was 17. So it was fairly quick. Plenty of embarrassing videos. If my parents ever got some of the home movies from when I was a kid online, which thankfully they don't know how to use that technology yet, I'd be very, very embarrassed. I used to sing for Cheerios. That was my my reward when I was a kid. Was a box of Cheerios. My mom used to say, if you sing us a song, you can reach in and you can grab as many as you can possibly have. Of course, my hand was like tiny, so I could only grab, my grubby little hand could grab like 4 Cheerios. So, yeah, smart lady.
So backstage, you still have Cheerios backstage?
Yes, backstage.
Did you sing for Cheerios?
I make sure that I tell everybody to tell me in my earpiece on stage, if you sing this song, you get a handful of Cheerios. I hear that before every song, and it's a strange thing I have to do. Yeah.
When I got the album All That Echoes, I turn it over and I see that you were covering Stevie Wonder. I believe, When I Fall in Love. That's a big song, man.
Big song.
And you do a great job, by the way.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Are there any songs you think, I'm not going to go near that for all the money in the world? That's just too hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes it doesn't even have to do with vocal difficulty. Sometimes it has to do with just having not lived it, not having had the experience that writer or that singer had. Sometimes you have, like, your ego is telling you have to sing this song, like that song is like your go-to karaoke song every time. Have a couple of pints and you just, and your friends are always like, that was amazing. You're thinking, I'm going to record that one day. You wait, and you bring that into the studio and you're just absolute crap singing it in the studio. So, some songs surprise you. Honestly, a song like that is very intimidating because, Stevie Wonder is one of the great icons and he's one of the greatest writers of love. He writes about the light and the dark of it, and that song is certainly an example. And I was skeptical of my own ability to be able to sing his song, and we just kind of captured a magic moment. I said to them after we recorded that take, I said, "I'll come in tomorrow. I'm going to re-sing it," and we couldn't beat it. That was one take, and it's moments like that really make you feel good. But yeah, for every one of those, there's 10 that got scrapped.
Do you ever get feedback from people whose songs you have covered? And they say, "Man, I love the way you did that song.
Yeah,
thank you."
That's a wonderful feeling. That means the most to me because truly, when I'm covering someone else's great song, I'm just trying to honor it, trying to pay homage to it, and in doing that, on the one hand, you want to stay true to the song. You don't want to mix it up too much. But on the other hand, you're kind of to honor it. You're also doing it in your own way. You don't want to copy them either. So, yeah, whenever you get somebody that says to you, "I really liked your version," or you get to sing their version for them in the audience, it's a really cool thing.
Can I ask you to drop a couple of names, people if that's possible?
I actually got to sing one of Stevie Wonder's songs for him, a song called "They Won't Go When I Go," at a Grammy tribute to him. And I was walking back down the aisle to my seat, and he grabs my hand, and he says, Josh, we're going to write a song together that's going to change the world. We've got to write a song together that's going to change the world. It's one of those moments where I'll always regret it. I never called him because I was so terrified that it wouldn't ever get any greater than that moment of holding Stevie Wonder's hand saying, let's write a song together. And I'm thinking, oh man, I'm going to sit with him. What can you do with your hands when you've got his hands next to you? It's just he's going to write the song, and I'm going to sit there drooling.
You can sing doo-wop on the...
Yeah, exactly, right. I can make noises with my mouth, But that was a cool feeling, and I've sung a couple of Paul Simon songs, and so being able to sing, Bridge Over Troubled Water with him for a tribute to him as well was just whenever you can meet your peers and sing with them, it's a great thrill.
We're talking to Josh Groban. I want to dip my big toe gently into the waters of your private life, just very quickly and also very shallowly.
Gently.
Is it true that once you dated a girl and first date, she decides to put some romantic music on and gets one of your CDs out?
Yeah, that did happen.
That's extraordinary.
You see, I'm of the mind that if I pulled that on a girl, I would be the cheesy awkward one. You know what I mean? Like I'd be the cornball going like, hey, I've got a new CD. Yeah, this song I think you might like. I wouldn't do that in a million years. So the fact that a girl actually wanted to do that, I actually feel rather awkward when I hear my own songs in a setting like that, whether it's a date or if I'm in a restaurant and they're like, oh, Josh is here, we should put on his CD. I just kind of,
no thanks.
I'll get it to go.
Yeah.
Because I'm hypercritical about my own stuff, and so that did happen, and I just kind of had to politely say, can we change that to Fiona Apple or something else, anything else, Tool, anything, like Disturbed, I don't care,
Let's talk heavy metal.
Speaking of heavy metal,
you like a bit of heavy metal.
Well, I like rock music, and I like pretty heavy rock music sometimes.
Can we name some names? Who do you like?
Gosh, well, those two I really like Tool, I like Disturbed. I like, I'm a big fan of, I'm not sure they'd be heavy metal, but I like Muse a lot. I'm a big Metallica fan.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I like rhythm. You know, I grew up kind of just playing the drums, and because the kind of singing that I did was so kind of classic and classical, I got out my rock side of me by playing percussion. So I can't sing that way, but I can play that way. And so I would go home after school and I would just thrash out to these CDs, and so I've always loved those shows. Yeah.
You have such an amazing voice. Can I ask you some random question here? You go to a birthday party, maybe niece, nephew, family, and they go to sing Happy Birthday. Does everybody stop and just let you sing on your own?
No. In fact, usually if it's a birthday party, it's a bunch of friends who are just trying to take the piss out of me anyway. So they're always just like, oh, get a little of this ham. You know, they're trying to drown me out because they know I'm always going to try to hit the high note. So you know, they're.
So you go for the harmony, huh? I
always go for the high harmony. You got to, absolutely, sure. And then I throw in that and many more when everybody's silent. Of course, you got to get the last word. Yeah.
I've read that you've never done drugs. You must have been tempted though. I mean, the rock and roll lifestyle that possibly surrounds you.
Well, this may actually surprise you. This is a scoop.
Yeah.
I quite regularly have taken Nexium for heartburn. It's prescribed to me by my ear, nose, and throat doctor.
Right.
And sometimes there's a headache as a side effect.
This is going to make headlines, this.
Yes. I am, you know, of course you're tempted, of course, and to be honest, I'm not like going to be a prude about it. I probably would have, you know. It's just that if I didn't sing, you know, I had a path, and I think that the arts for me, like singing for me, was like a focus for me. I think a lot of people use drugs as an escape, and so I've always been very fortunate that, you know, my path, my artistic vision, my family around me, kind of allowed me to have a structure and a self-discipline that I think I'm very lucky that I had. And so I think that's one of the reasons why I think arts education is so important for young people, because it keeps them kind of on the straight and narrow, no matter what their home life and everything else is. So no, I don't think I'd do well on drugs. I'm pretty weird as it is.
Yeah, I think the message here is kids don't do Nexium. I think that's what
don't do Nexium.
I'm watching Crazy Stupid. What was the movie? Crazy Stupid Love.
Yes.
Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling, and yourself, 3 leading men.
Yeah.
But I said Josh Groban.
Yeah, there I am.
There you are, man. Did you enjoy that experience?
I had such a great time.
Yeah.
It was so much fun because at that point, I mean, I just finished making my 5th album, and I was, you know, to be on a set, to go to the office and not know a single thing about what's around you, all the cameras, and hit your mark, and oh my God, there's Emma Stone, and you know, it was really fun. I kind of started in acting in school. I was doing kind of improv comedy and that kind of thing. So to be on a set like that and to be part of that, even just in a kind of a cameo role, was it was a blast. Yeah, I had a great time.
You plan to do some more acting?
I'd love to. Yeah, there's actually a couple films coming out that I took part in coming out next year, and you know, as stuff comes around, since Crazy Stupid Love, I've been able to do the American version of The Office a couple times.
Yeah.
Done a couple of comedies, like I said, and yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, maybe not full time, but.
We spoke recently to a gentleman who calls himself a friend, Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
And we said to Michael Bublé, who was in a playful mood.
Oh yes, I see always.
Often is, yeah?
Absolutely.
To give us some thoughts about Josh Groban. I'd like to play them for you.
Very curious.
And I'd love to hear your reaction.
Sure.
Josh Groban is coming down.
He has a wonderful New Zealand accent. Oh, that's you.
That's me.
Josh, you know him. Give us a heads up, man.
From what I've heard, and don't quote me on this,
Oh, he's on.
but he's physically abusive with the people he works with. Really. It's terrible. You're serious. I know. I'm just again. He's a friend, so nothing. I don't know anything about his gang relations in East LA or any of the people he hurt.
I'm looking forward to sitting down in front of Josh and asking him about you.
Yes. Okay.
We might play him this so he can
That's amazing.
Please.
Please.
He's probably going to kill me now. $1 million that gang is going to come and kill me.
So, two obvious questions here, Josh.
Yes.
Are you abusive to the people who work with you?
He's a liar and a thief. I tell you. He's stolen from my family, and we actually do have a caravan of Grobanite gang members that are out to. We don't kill anybody. We're just going to egg his tour bus basically on the way. Yeah, we're going to TP one of his many beautiful mansions.
Well, he asked for it. I mean,
yeah, he kind of asked for it. Yes, he
Yeah.
did. On the other hand, I have to thank him actually for providing me with an edge that I didn't normally have. So I think that, while most artists are kind of trying to come from the fringe to the middle, I've actually been looking for that fringe in my career. So I'd like to actually publicly thank Michael for giving me a little bit of a dangerous side
Who needs drugs?
that I didn't realize that I had. Yeah. So thank you, Michael, and you've had a good life, but you know what needs to be done.
What's the second thing, Robert?
Well, the second question was just about your gang connections in East
Yes,
LA.
my
but I think
gang. Yeah, we've
covered that.
We've covered that. I'm not going to flash my gang signs until I hit the stage. But I think you can tell by my gang colors that I represent the cloudy gray, and the white sneakers are a dead giveaway.
Yeah, and obviously the crew aren't around at the moment, but
My whole thing about my gang is if we all begin the tour with these shoes, and if they aren't completely covered in red from blood by the end of the tour, then we haven't done our job.
you're out of here.
We've gone on our Facebook page and asked our listeners to submit questions that we should ask to you today.
Okay.
So, here we go. Question number one.
Yeah, well, I guess this is just a statement really from Estelle Potgaiter, who said, "Just tell him he is amazing. I'm playing his songs for my unborn baby, and she reacts on it every time."
That's great.
And then
what's interesting is I've had that comment before, where they put kind of the headphones on the tummy, and they'll get like kind of dancing.
Something's happening.
Yeah.
Donna Lau asks what you thought about the taste of the kiwi fruit you ate last night.
Oh, it's delicious.
How did she know this?
I tweeted about it.
Oh,
Because I tweeted, I ate a kiwi.
right.
And a lot of, I guess, New Zealanders took that the absolute wrong way. So I had to explain that it was a kiwi fruit, because here you have to call it a kiwi fruit.
Yeah.
In the States, it's just a kiwi. We don't have anything else. It's not a bird or a human in the States. It's just a fruit. So, I had to reassure people that I wasn't taking away any of their endangered animals, or a cannibal.
Which is nice to hear.
Yeah.
Amy Damon, this question is interesting. Whether you're coming back to New Zealand to do another concert, even though you haven't done the one you're about to do.
Thinking ahead.
The next one.
Thinking ahead.
Are you
The next
come
one.
back for the next one?
Well, if she applauds loudly on Saturday night, then I can
Go for it, Amy.
most assuredly. Yeah, please,
Okay.
Amy. It's up to you.
Sandy Blinken's song asks, has singing always been your passion? If you weren't singing, what else would you like to do?
Oh man, singing and straight up thugging. Those are my two kind of real passions. If I weren't doing those two things, I actually wanted to be a veterinarian. I love animals and I love science, and I've always kind of I was the person kind of finding blowing up. It's a little early for a booty call. But so I was always finding things wrong with my pets. Like I'd be like, Mom, but Barnaby has a splinter. No, the left paw. Don't you know what you're doing? I was 5. And but I wasn't. I don't think I would have been good enough to do it. So thank goodness the music came along, because I'd be homeless otherwise.
And one final question from Maureen Bradford. She would like to marry you. How do you go about doing that?
No, that's how. That's
Just
how I
ask
know.
on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm very shy, so I rarely make the first move. So I'd like to thank. Is it Maureen? Maureen. I do. I think this is very exciting. I like this is a very traditional thing where you've seen me, but I can't see you. I think on our wedding day, just pull up the veil, and
there you are.
Can we
you
DJ
are.
the wedding? Because
I think
all the gear, we've got
yes,
the lights and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
but
need the work as well.
I can't provide the music, so I'll be in it. So I think that you'll have to find another artist to do
Well,
that.
man, it's been an absolute pleasure meeting you.
Thank you guys.
So
Yeah,
much.
cheers. Thanks for the fun questions.
Welcome to New Zealand.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.